Good afternoon, Bluebirds. I'm Celeste with Mr. Shadwell delivering your announcements.
Well, it looks like November 30th was a popular day to be born because we have a lot of birthdays today. Happy birthday to Kayla Yoakum. Happy birthday. Adam Fortin. Happy birthday. Kayla Lynn. Happy birthday. Emma Lotzenheiser. Happy birthday. And Jake Robinson, I guess happy birthday to you too.
Students have been very busy working here in the middle school. Here is a recap on what is going on with Team 6-2, 7-2, and 8-2.
Our names are Lauren Thomas
and Chloe Vittel,
and we are the hosts of What's Going On around HMS.
Today, we are going to be focusing on all Team 2s.
Let's start with Team 8-2. Their teachers are Mr. Lipscomb, Mr. Augustine, Miss Fry, and Miss Klein.
Let's see what they are doing in class right now.
Right now, Mr. Lipscomb's geometry class is working on proving that triangles are congruent, while his Algebra A class is working on finding equations of proportional and non-proportional relationships. Mr. Augustine's class is looking at the Constitutional Convention. In Miss Fry's class, they are looking at students finding their own definition of a hero using a hero's strategy. In Miss Klein's class, they just finished their atomic timeline and are now working on phase changes.
I don't know about you, but I think all of that sounds very interesting. But now, let's move on to Team 7-2.
The teachers for Team 7-2 are Mr. Alessandro, Mrs. Workman, Mrs. Donnelly, and Mrs. Houston. In Mr. Alessandro's class, they just finished their mythology unit where they wrote their own myth, and now they are studying their advertising unit. They also do no red ink and zinc assignments weekly. Mrs. Workman's class is working on cell theory, and Mrs. Donnelly's pre-algebra class, they are working on percent of increase and decrease. In her Algebra A class, they are working on notations, such as translations, reflections, and rotations. In Mrs. Houston's class, they are learning about ancient China.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
Now let's move on to Team 6-2. Their teachers are Mr. Rafferty, Mrs. Reckers, Mrs. Brewers, and Miss Hinkle. In Mr. Rafferty's class, they just finished the Day of the Dead and are now working on writing pieces about the Ed Klein Foundation. Mrs. Reckers' class is working on rates and equivalent ratios. Mrs. Brewers' class is working on, believe it or not, arguments. They are working on their tone and being formal. They need to learn how to write a claim with reasons. In Miss Hinkle's class, they are working on Newton's Law of Motion.
Sounds like Highlands is full of fun currently. I can't wait to see what is coming next. Make sure that you thank your teachers for the effort they put into your everyday activities. Peace out, Bluebirds.
Okay, here are two special invitations to all HMS students. First, everyone is invited to the HMS Band Concert this Monday, December 3rd at 6 p.m. in the PAC. That should be amazing. Then on Thursday, December 6th, you're invited to the HMS Choir Concert in the PAC as well. Amazing singers. Students currently enrolled in the choir classes will be performing. Everyone is welcome. The Christmas concert is always a good one.
The Highlands Academic Team varsity and 6th grade teams beat Holmes Wednesday. The varsity team won the home match 26-9. All 10 7th and 8th graders played against Holmes. Seven players scored for Highlands, led by Cooper Alladine, Henry Campbell. The 6th graders won their match 20-10, with all 7 members present playing. There is one more week of league play before the round-robin tournament on December 12th, hosted by Highlands. In other academic teams news, the 6th grade will be competing this Saturday at Twinnhoffel.
Twinnhoffel? It's a weird word. It's like German. Twinnhoffel. Twinnhoffel. There you go.
In the CAC 6th grade showcase, all 8 of the members will be taking written assignments and competing in quick recall this Saturday.
Amazing. The book fair begins this Monday. Each student will have the opportunity to come to the book fair with his or her language arts teacher. One of the books that will be at the fair tells the story of a hero from the terrorist attacks of 9/11. The Red Bandana by Tom Rinaldi is a New York Times bestseller. Now, this story is of an unsung hero from 9/11. It's available in a version rewritten specifically for teens. In the clip below, President Obama recounts the story of the Wells, that's a tough one too, Crowther. Wells Crowther? Here's a little more about the Wells Crowther.
those awful moments, after the South Tower was hit, some of the injured huddled in the wreckage of the 78th floor. The fires were spreading. The air was filled with smoke. It was dark, and they could barely see. It seemed as if there was no way out. And then there came a voice, clear, calm, saying he had found the stairs. A young man in his 20s, strong, emerged from the smoke, and over his nose and his mouth, he wore a red handkerchief. He called for fire extinguishers to fight back the flames. He tended to the wounded. He led those survivors down the stairs to safety and carried a woman on his shoulders down 17 flights. Then he went back up all those flights, then back down again, bringing more wounded to safety, until that moment when the tower fell. They didn't know his name. They didn't know where he came from, but they knew their lives had been saved by the man in the red bandana.
Amazing stuff. Hopefully you have all selected some books you would like to purchase and read. Also coming up next week is the annual craft and jewelry store sponsored by the 6th grade. It will be in the cafeteria to raise money for the Ed Kalina Foundation. The funds they raise will be used to expand a school in the slums of Kibera, Kenya, and to purchase resources for the Otunga Center that provides services for children with disabilities. Handmade earrings, necklaces, and bracelets are available, as well as handmade crafts, such as these awesome animals here. Beautiful. All items are either $5 or $10. It's a great cause, and the items can be excellent holiday gifts.
In case you didn't know, we are having a pep rally today.
Woo! It's exciting.
As you may remember, we mentioned that HMS is now going to have an ozone section at some middle school games like high school did for football games. We've created our own version of the fight song with our very own HMS staff. Here it is.
Oh my God.
Oh, hail Highlands team.
Oh, hail Highlands team.
They're blue and white.
And full of fight.
They're not afraid to hit that line.
Oh, hail Highlands team.
Oh, hail Highlands team.
They'll go up and down that field
and fight, fight, fight to the end. H.
I.
G. H.
L.
A. N.
D.
S.
H.
I.
G.
H.
L.
A.
N.
D. S.
Oh, hail Highlands team.
Oh, hail Highlands team.
They're blue and white.
And full of fight. They're not afraid to
hit that line.
Oh, hail Highlands team.
Oh, hail Highlands team.
They'll go up and down that field.
Fight, fight, fight till the end.
That was amazing. Remember the pep rallies today, and we'll be learning that very song.
Before we go to our lunch menu, here is a trivia question for you.
How much does the average American spend on gifts each Christmas? A. $700, B. $1,200, C. $250, or D. $500? The answer is A. $700. That means that Americans spend $465 billion.
For lunch today, we'll be having breaded chicken, yum, or chicken parmesan, which is the same thing, buttered noodles, and steamed broccoli. For lunch on Monday, we'll be having Cincy-style three-way chili spaghetti and steamed corn, not at the same time, though. The alternate is pepperoni pizza. Remember, you can always fix yourself a salad or add fresh fruit to your lunch.
And now for today's quote of the day. Today's quote is, if you want something you never had, you have to do something you've never done.
That's so true. Hey, have a great Weekend Bluebirds.